Let's get to the featherweight tail of the tape. Garcia 1 year younger at 32, 1 inch taller at 6 even. Talked about the weight miss for Kyle Nelson, who came in 2.5 pounds heavy. Sizable reach edge for Steve Garcia of 4 inches. Here is Joe Martinez.
And all fight fans, we are set to go with the next fight tonight. 3 rounds is scheduled in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. His background, jiu-jitsu and kickboxing. At 5 feet 11 inches tall, he weighed in over the featherweight limit, 148 1/2 pounds. His record stands at 16 victories, 5 defeats, with 1 draw. Fighting out of Stony Creek, Ontario, Canada. Here is Kyle, the Monster Nelson! And across the octagon, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. A freestyle fighter standing 6 feet even. He weighed in officially 145 1/2 pounds, and in 21 fights, holds a record of 16 victories with 5 defeats. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, here is the Mean Machine, Steve Garcia! And your referee in charge, Mark Smith.
Mean Machine with some support in the building. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the respected Greg Jackson, Mike Winklejohn corner. His father, Steven Sr., is always alongside him as well. Once again in the corner tonight. Kyle Nelson sporting the red, representing Canada. Steve Mean Machine Garcia is in black.
Garcia, he was just itching to get at his opponent. Look at that. Bit of a stumble.
That is the last thing he wanted to do at the first 15 seconds of this fight, is to have Kyle Nelson on your back.
That's just the way it goes, though, sometimes. Hey, fair play to Nelson, not capitalized perfectly. And now he takes the back.
Nelson hooks in on the back, not even 30 in.
We always say it nice and dry. That means a bit more friction, harder to escape. Nelson fresh as well, as is Garcia. So when you're tired, you make more mistakes. But typically, you got to work your tail off to kind of get these positions over somebody like Steve Garcia. Make a mistake, slip off the canvas. That's just the way the sport goes. But for Garcia, I mean, he's been here so many times in training, in fights. You just stay calm and say, right, okay, remember what we do in the gym. Remember what we do in drilling. How do we escape? And go through it in your mind, step by step by step. The only problem is that Nelson's aware of all of those steps, and he's anticipating the defenses, the counters, the maneuvers.
Season 8 of Dana White's Contender Series is in full swing. 5 contracts given out on Tuesday, including a Knockout of the Year candidate you should definitely go back and watch after tonight's show on ESPN+. UFC careers launched each and every Tuesday through October 15th. Catch the next episode this Tuesday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on E+.
So Nelson's doing the right thing. He's controlling one arm, 2 hands on one. He wants to try and get his back to the canvas by pulling his left shoulder down to the left, if you will. Nelson's aware of it, keeping it firmly on the back as opposed to on one of the sides. Oh, really nicely done, but watch the arm.
Garcia's elbow's out of there, so he's in a good position here. Nelson's not getting hit a lot.
I'm telling you. Look at the aggression.
Nelson covering up and moves just in time.
The moment, the actual moment he had a chance to throw, he just threw. And that's what I'm talking about when I see fighters on top earlier on the prelims and stuff saying, make these positions work. Look at that from Steve Garcia. Right now he's grinding the elbow into the face. Not actually dropping elbows, but just grinding away. Chipping away, doing whatever he can to inflict damage, to open him up, to cause a cut. He's thinking about the arms coming under for a nice
hammer fist. He gets the left hand free.
Watch the back of the head, Steve.
Oh, Nelson.
Nelson covered up.
With that elbow.
Does he do it again? Steve Garcia hammering away. Nelson Nelson again.
Not looking good
Just
for
able to
Nelson
fend
here.
him off for the moment. Oh, but he is on shaky ground as he fires some up kicks. Corner wants him to stand up.
That's Garcia. Just push those legs to the side and keep doing this. You can almost smell the finish. Anytime the referee says anything.
You could see the knot on the back of Nelson's head from that elbow that landed. It happens in these fights when they're rolling around on bottom. Sometimes you expose the back of the head. That was nasty.
Fierce elbow from Garcia.
That elbow was
Round
nasty.
down, and that'll do it. It's 5 straight for the Mean Machine. All of them by knockout. Featherweight's got a new contender on the rise.
And as I was saying, these elbows to the back of the head happen when the guy's rolling around on bottom and you're trying to hit him. It's not always on purpose. Just like you don't always grab the glove on purpose. Just like you don't always poke the eyes on purpose. This happens in fighting. Let's take a look at this reversal here. He reverses well, turns the corner, and then just starts unloading elbows and punches and elbows and punches. Garcia just goes crazy on Nelson. And then as you see here, he's on the onslaught looking for this half guard position. A couple elbows land right here. Bam, that elbow landed. That rocked Nelson. He turned back over, and then from here, that allowed this nasty elbow to the side of the temple. But you cannot take anything away from Garcia. The way that he threw elbows instead of punches was a beautiful choice.
Mean Machine, the perfect nickname, and now the embrace with Father Steve Sr. Steve Garcia gets his hand raised again as he extends his knockout streak to 5. That comes your way next.
Hey, is that 5? Is that 5? Let's go. Otra más. Making records, Steve. I'm going fishing. Good. That's what I'm doing. I'm going fishing. Beautiful. Like you sleep. And then you do projection.
Check out ESPN's MMA show, Good Guy, Bad Guy with Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen. Watch on YouTube, ESPN2, E+, and listen wherever you get your podcasts. DC and Chael every Monday and Thursday. Don't miss it. All right, time for the official decision brought to you by Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the UFC. And for that, here once again, Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially 3 minutes, 59 seconds. Round number 1, your winner by TKO, the Mean Machine, Steve Garcia!
I'm here with the winner, Steve Garcia.